As a super flop actor, after suffering from the disease of only telling the truth, I became famous thanks to my notoriety. During the live stream, a netizen asked me how I felt about the female star who recently married Funi Dai. I replied, "Oh, are they? I'm determined to get a divorce, don't ask why. If you want to ask, go ask Funi Dai who is happy. You're taking the blame for someone else." I was scared, netizens were extremely happy, and my manager was crazy. While filming, the actor, who was in his 50s, puckered his lips and tried to kiss me. The distance got closer and closer. Finally, I couldn't hold it anymore. Bent down, started to vomit, so much so that tears came out. "What is this?" the director asked angrily. Yes, after all, a flop actor like me doesn't have any capital backing me, so no wonder the director feels upset. I tried to come up with an excuse to get it over with, but my mouth didn't listen to my instructions. The director's mouth was so foul, the actor's face immediately turned black. I was startled, bowed down, and prepared to apologize, but the apology that came out of my mouth turned out to be, "What are you looking at? Don't you know how blind you are? It smells like rotten black garlic." I covered my mouth in panic. Tears of regret drenched my eyes. "Oh my God, you better take this mouth from me too. And Tam, are you crazy? Why do you defame your seniors like that?" Wei Nok, like a brave warrior defending the right, sternly scolded me. But I still don't understand her. Being a flop actress, she always secretly plays tricks on me. I was upset and wanted to ignore it, but my mouth felt like it was on a clock. "Do you still have the face to tell me? Yesterday you told your bald senior that he had to wear a wig. You said the director was completely illiterate, said the female lead had breast augmentation. You even slept with the director's grandson." The scene was dead silent. You're spitting blood." Wei Nok screamed in despair, his eyes as if he wanted to cut my body into 1,000 pieces. My eyes were filled with tears, filled with confusion and regret. This damn disease. So, as expected, Wei Nok and I were chased away by the film crew. My manager was mad, but because of his professional ethics, he still found me a live dating show. This show is very exciting, yet it allows male guests to arbitrarily scrutinize and criticize female guests. So 5 guys with nothing special, but unmatched illusions, started talking wildly. An actress as charming and beautiful as me is said to be a flower vase, only beautiful on the outside, but empty on the inside. So, when the program team asked about my thoughts, my mouth started to act on its own. "Male guest number 1, please look at your own face and see how ugly you look. It's ugly and painful. Did the program team find you to train the other guests' endurance and willpower?" Male guest number 2, looks like a malnourished bamboo, looks like a shoe dog. It must take a lot of effort to pee, right? Male guest number 3, who gave you the courage to be so narcissistic? When humanity evolved, where were you going? Your eyes have never left the girl's breasts. If you've always liked it like that, why don't you just go and put on an outfit? So, for money, you want to rob someone else's breasts. Male guest number 4, I can resist hitting you because of my last sense. You have the strength to study other people. No matter how much powder you put on your face, why don't you put plaster on your pores as big as meteor craters first? You can also see the dandruff in your hair. Don't you usually look in the mirror? Do you need everyone to pee all over here for you to see? Male guest number 5, have you just been fished out of an oil field? You're too greasy, and you still act like me. Deep voice? What's with that deep voice? It sounds like a zombie demanding his life. My mouth opened, freely releasing all the thoughts in my heart. The other 5 male guests gasped, trembled, and had difficulty breathing because of what I was saying with my mouth. Of the 5 male guests, none of them wanted to go on a date with me. I silently scorned in my heart. Then I couldn't control my mouth and spit out a guy. "Teste, look at your faces, just like a good family girl forced to sell sex. Doesn't it look unlucky? Are you still a man? It's not even normal. No one wants to date you guys. Looking at any of them makes me lose interest. I clean the toilet and look happier than you idiots." The 5 male guests were all about to be scolded loudly by me. The storm of comments at this time is so exciting and constantly renewing VCL. Where did the program team find this neurotic girl? One mouth is too harsh, but this 188 actor seems to be creating a very strange, uneducated image that seems straightforward and upright. I really don't know what to say. Why are you cursing the mentally perverted girl like that? It's obvious that the male guests have a problem. So is it a crime to tell the truth? This sister really speaks my mind. Just say more. I hate delusional men. Just curse, it sounds so good. In the end, the 4 couples became couples, leaving only male guest number 3 without anyone. Needed looked at me with a pale face. After dividing the object, it was already dark. Returning to the arranged room, male guest number 3 said he wanted to talk with me to reciprocate his feelings. Looking at his serious appearance, I nodded in agreement. So I sat opposite him, but my mouth said some words that were extremely inappropriate for the situation. To come to this program to find a feeling of existence. Don't talk about love with me. I don't have feelings, only ambition. Seeing the face like a color palette of male guest number 3, I closed my eyes with resentment. I couldn't control this mouth anymore. Male guest number 3, you've worked hard. Male guest number 3 was irritated by me, so he stopped pretending and immediately started joking around. The figure isn't bad either. My eyesight is very good. See, with just one look, you can tell if a woman's 3-round measurement is a natural standard product or not. Having finished speaking, he even scanned my chest with profound meaning. I got mad. This lady is a natural CCC. What do you mean? Oh, so have you seen your mother's measurements? Is your mother also a natural beauty? Male guest number 3 choked. What makes a girl like you talk so harshly? Do you think you're an A-list star? Just a tattered, third-rate actress. What are you? I didn't bother to refute. I'll just say what kind of person you are. No matter what kind of person I am, I don't need an uneducated brat like you to worry about. It's true that a scarab wearing a mask is ugly and has no shame. Male guest number 3's face turned pale. Early the next morning, male guest number 3 loudly demanded to change people, but no one wanted to change with him. These 5 men all considered me a wild beast and a disaster, but in my heart, I didn't take them into my eyes. I'm really wondering where the program team found these 5 delusional men. They're really messed up. Oh my God. And Tam, what are you doing with Engian? It's only been 1 day, and you're already making noise about breaking up? At this time, a green tea girl started. First, he forced his voice to perform. Lu Engian, please bear with Tam for a bit. Regardless, good or bad, people are actors. A little high morale is normal. We are amateurs, a little tolerance is okay. Lu Engian seemed to have found a secret and began to hum loudly. How can a star fail so much that she has to fall in love with a normal person? She doesn't even know how to be ashamed. Now that the star's illness is out, people don't know how harsh her words are, without any politeness. I would rather stay single all my life than date this type of girl. Immediately, all eyes and cameras were staring in my direction. Which flop actor has encountered such a situation? Suddenly, I felt a pressure, as if I was pressed against Mount Tai. But my mouth did not panic, honestly and devotedly took on the role of representative of the thoughts in my heart. Oh, why am I not polite? Please be a little honest. If you don't know how to be a human, let me teach you how to be a human, so you don't have to take off your butt and walk around embarrassing yourself. Lu Engian's face turned red, and she almost fainted. When I saw the camera, my heart felt like it was exhausted. Tam closed his eyes and mouth. Can you hear me? Thank you. After that, it was said that Lu Yin threatened death to change subjects, but failed. Then he took off his shirt and left. I thought I was done, so I quietly started packing my luggage. Remembering how the manager gave me all the advice, telling me to grasp the opportunity to perform well, trying to get a little attention from non-fans, I couldn't help but sigh. This motherfucker really hasn't fought in battle yet. She's already dead. Can you respect each other a little? You don't need to say what's on your mind. So that's violating my privacy. Do you believe I will take you out? 2. Even if you want to say something, at least make it better, okay? I'm about to be killed by you. I sighed and screamed, but I never expected that there was also a camera in this room, and it was also broadcasting live. But what I didn't expect even more was my crazy words, but I still pulled the view deeper. So not only did I get to stay, but the program team also spent money to invite me to a mysterious subject. While my mystery partner was arriving and the other guests were on dates, I sat on the swing, extremely bored, waiting. The mysterious male guest was a bit nervous, because the manager sent me an ultimatum telling me to date the male guest well. Even if I'm acting, I have to act to give the audience a sweet feeling, and I'm specifically told to control my mouth. Regarding this matter, I expressed that I am really at a loss. This mouth no longer listens to my instructions. I'm afraid that the road won't work out in the end, so I have to feed the audience a mouthful of arsenic. While I was worried, suddenly someone appeared from nowhere and attacked me from behind. The swing was pushed up. I was not prepared. I fell down from the swing and lay sprawled like a dog chewing on dirt. "Why are you falling like this?" From behind came a suspicious voice. The corner of my mouth twitched. Am I crazy? What's the point of attacking? But when I saw the male guest, I was a bit surprised. Oh, it's still a little fresh meat. I couldn't help but admire her beautiful little waist. She looked so supple. After speaking, I painfully covered my mouth. The little meat looked bewildered, then raised the corner of her mouth and said with a deep meaning, "Do you want to take a look?" I hear these are some tiger and wolf words. What the hell? But my mouth basically refuses to maintain my image. Look, it doesn't seem impossible. The military discussion right now, what are they talking about? Is this something a single person like me can listen to? But these two look very good together. The handsome boy and the beautiful girl are so pleasing to the eye. Little fresh meat is so handsome. His body is also beautiful. Good. Non-Tam is really honest. There's something to say. Do you want to take a look? Falling A. Not being attached to hearing is also difficult. Can I have a look? The little fresh meat is named Trin Chow. This is the best quality. The sudden drop unexpectedly attracted the covetousness of the 4 female guests. I looked at their gloomy, staring eyes and felt a bit of a headache. I don't want to fight with girls over men. Trin Chow, this is orange juice. I just squeezed it. Please try it. The first time I squeezed that fruit juice, my hands hurt. I looked at the coy gesture of the number 1 female guest, pursed my mouth, and didn't want to speak, but the true words still kept coming out. No, no, screwing the bottle cap hurts your hand, doesn't it? The sweet smile of female guest number 1 froze. What are you talking about? Isn't this orange juice you bought? The bottles are still in the trash can in the kitchen. Female guest number 1 gritted her teeth and left. Trin Chow just sat still and smiled. Female guest number 2 walked over wearing a short skirt. Trin Chow, do you have your phone charger? I can't find my charger. Can I borrow yours for a while? I originally intended to ignore it and lower my head to play with my phone, but my mouth opened again. Haven't you been able to borrow chargers from other male guests several times? It's not okay to have a different way of starting a conversation. You have to change it. Let's try harder. Female guest number 2 glared at me and left angrily. Female guest number 3 is on the floor. What are you two talking about? You look so happy. I didn't pay attention. If I were to join, I would cover my mouth and try my best to restrain myself from opening my mouth to speak. Wow, did Ms. Tam have plastic surgery? No wonder she's so beautiful, huh? Ms. Tam's nose is too high. Are you raising it right? Wow, look at me. They say female celebrities mostly go under the knife. I don't have any malicious intentions. Just simply curious. Don't take it to heart. Ms. Tam, your makeup is so beautiful. No wonder female celebrities all know how to apply makeup. Unlike me, my hands and feet are clumsy. My mother often says, if I didn't have this face, I wouldn't have any face to look at others. Me. Yes, your makeup technique needs to be repracticed. Look, the powder you applied is not only fake white, but also moldy. Tell me, I can't even afford to buy a decent bottle of foundation. Of course I don't have the money to go to a beauty salon and go under the knife. I'm stupid, poor and stingy. Who are you planning on making that disgusting? In the first 2 years of this year, tea was also divided by price. The cheap ones won't make it to the party table. In general, if green tea is of poor quality, don't bring it here, it will be a shame. I am willing to tell the truth these few words. They are so flattering and pleasing to the female guest's eyes. The green tea was red, her mouth was pursed, she was limp, and she was in tears. Why doesn't Tam say that? As a female star, does she have the right to bully others? I flipped my hair and laughed until all kinds of emotions were gone. This is called relying on yourself to be beautiful so you can do whatever you like. Green tea choked his throat, then sobbed and looked towards Trin Chow. Trin Chow, look at her. Why is she so cruel? She's so cruel and cruel. Interacting with this type of person will definitely be very unpleasant. I advise you to change your partner. I laughed sarcastically. Change it. You're still beautiful alone. Trin Chow said seriously, it's so embarrassing. I follow the beauty party. When I see ugly people, I'm scared. Then looked at me, smiled and said, Sister, You are so beautiful. I like everything you do. The green tea's face turned black because Trin Chao's appearance attracted the eyes of all the female guests. Therefore, the other male guests were very angry and dissatisfied. In the end, at first the two of them were just in love with each other and Tam was passionate, but later they changed their minds. Can you tell me if you're angry or not? Moreover, every aspect of the other side crushed their existence, which hurt their pitiful self-esteem. Therefore, the male guests all hate Trin Chao. But I'm not like that. Both male and female guests visit me. Today, the program team organized a late-night talk activity. This makes me feel like I'm sitting on a fire, panicking with my random mouth that likes to talk nonsense. It is predicted that today will be at its best again. I hid in the corner trembling, silently praying that no one would notice me or ask something friendly. But those girls who looked at me like there were nails in their eyes, how could they ignore me? And Tam, why do you want to enter the entertainment industry? Damn, I knew it was about to start digging a hole for me. Of course it's to make money. Everyone knows the entertainment industry makes money very quickly. But they didn't expect. I'll be honest. He was stunned for a moment. Then his face began to show excitement that could be seen with the naked eye. Looking at their eagerness to try, I felt a bit desperate. Ms. and Tam, do you have someone you like in the entertainment world? No, I just like money. Ms. and Tam, who is the person you hate in the entertainment world? What I hate most are people who are stingy, mean, and dishonest in their remuneration. Ms. and Tam, I think you and Duong Lu, who is more beautiful than me. Why are my breasts bigger than hers and my butt more perky? I know I'm broke. Duong Lu is a rising actress who has always been famous thanks to her beautiful face. A flop actress like me dares to say that I'm more beautiful than her? I can imagine how much cyber violence, bloody wind, and rain I will have to welcome in the near future. The comments section is also crazy right now. Compare beauty with Duong Lu without shame? Coffee is just fine. But you want to be famous like crazy, right? Please allow me to carry my Duong Lu. Duong Lu is the most beautiful, haha. Who is this girl? The flop is worthy of big-breasted, perky butt excuses. You also really know how to compare. But this sister is telling the truth. In terms of beauty, she is the same as Duong Lu in 1910, but her breasts are bigger and her butt is more protruding. After this battle, my popularity is considered to have officially opened. Well, everyone is at peace with their popularity, but the deadly questions still continue. MS. And Tam, what do you think about watching a female star like you deeply engage in dating with us amateurs? Life is nonstop. Work is nonstop. If I don't work, how can I make money? One more effort today. Tomorrow there will be 8 more male models. I said this as soon as I opened my mouth. If he hesitates for a second, he disrespects the male model's money. Some people laugh, some despise, some laugh, but not laugh. She changed her mind so quickly. In the blink of an eye she started to miss the male model. Trin Chao tilted his head, looked at me with deep eyes, the corners of his mouth pulled up into a smile that people couldn't understand. I was stunned, opened my mouth, and said, "Or you should be the 9th male model." The smile on Trin Chao's face disappeared. He came closer and whispered in his ear, "Don't be too greedy. Be careful, you won't be able to deal with it." It took me 3 seconds to digest what he said. Then with a thud, my face turned bright red. Oh, Mom and Dad, I can't stand it anymore. After reacting, he didn't know when his hand was placed on my waist. So I instinctively pushed his hand away, filled with resentment and blame. Trin Chao, babies don't learn good things. Is your waist a place you can touch? Trin Chao blinked innocently. Why? Aren't you my lover now? Love your head. Go home, take a shower, and go to sleep. After saying that, I quickly ran away, not wanting to stay in this troublesome place any longer. As I hurriedly left, I vaguely heard Trin Chao's clear laughter. Everyone just keep talking. I'll go take care of the housework a bit. Hearing this sentence, my legs wobbled. This kid's foul mouth is scarier than me. After that, I couldn't wait for Trin Chao to come and solve the housework, because Trin Chao suddenly disappeared. But this is not such a terrible thing. What makes me confused is that the program team has disbanded. The reason given is force majeure. Some shit. Only later did I learn that the so-called force majeure factor was Tri Chao, a super rich second generation. His family didn't like him being on the dating show, and it was extremely embarrassing, so they had to make the entire program team disappear. I don't know what to say. This damn capitalist power, it's truly admirable. Then I received a message from Trin Chow. Sister, I'm going to take care of a little problem. Huh, don't be sad. I'll come find you in 2 days. That's right. Don't think about 8 male models anymore, or I'll be jealous. Jealous of that monkey. I rolled my eyes and threw the phone aside. You bastard. If you have the audacity to appear in front of me, I will beat you until your parents don't recognize you anymore. I'm not exaggerating. In the blink of an eye, I was jobless. Now where the hell am I supposed to go? But after a few days at home, I discovered that I was starting to become famous. More and more people know and talk about me. Cough. You should criticize me and scold me. Hee hee. I'm famous for my notoriety. I scrolled through the online attacks. Not only did I not feel lost, but I also felt a little excited. Being famous through scandal is also famous. If there's a controversy, then there's a topic. In this mixed entertainment world, the biggest fear is that there is no one. I felt like I understood, especially when I saw countless antis probing me. I became even more enthusiastic. I went to find my manager and said I wanted to participate in the scandal show. I'm her brother's friend. With this mouth of mine, are you afraid that you won't have anything to expose? I'm just afraid that other people can't stand it. I began to imagine my unstoppable appearance like a fish in water on the show, and suddenly I started to feel excited. But the manager hesitated and hesitated, not daring to respond to me. You don't know how hard she trains her husband's stepdaughter to be devoted. Today I will help you make it public. When the child was in elementary school, in order to train his independence, she sent him to boarding school. When you're sick, don't go to the hospital for physical exercise. In high school, she sent someone to bully him and isolate him. This is forcing him to grow up quickly, teaching him about resilience. After that, she gave birth to a daughter, but she made her look like a shadow to her, making her like a flower that doesn't need to worry about anything, living in a glass cage, unable to bear the slightest bit of wind and rain. It is true that altruism moves people, and there are many, many of them. It's your dedication and hard work to tighten it everywhere. Who says being a stepmother isn't easy? Isn't Ms. Duong Din doing quite smoothly? Actually, I have a suggestion. You should open an in-depth stepmother course and pass on your experience to everyone. Surely business will prosper, Ms. Lu Tu Ham. I think you laugh quite happily, don't you think? How can she still smile like that? When you smile, do you remember your husband? Aren't you curious about which nightclub your husband is in right now, hugging a sexy girl? Besides, the money he spends is also your money. Or is it that right now she is not smiling happily at all, but just smiling in a fake, painful way? Ms. Lu Tu Ham, you always build an image of knowledge and understanding for yourself. But do your fans know that when you were in school, you used to bully the new teacher when you transferred in? That teacher eventually became depressed and committed suicide, but she was still able to party with her friends. That's right. Her husband knew that she once ordered someone to enlarge a female student's belly, just because the male student she liked confessed to that female student. Ms. Lu Zihan. She is only in her early 40s but has experienced such a rich life. It truly makes others ashamed. As soon as this scandal ended, all the guests' faces were a rainbow of red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and purple, looking extremely beautiful. After this incident, I considered it completely successful, initially gaining popularity. The video I exposed was hot on major platforms. Netizens and fans of those artists constantly commented maliciously on me. My text inbox is about to explode. The harder they cursed, the happier I was. In this mixed entertainment world, of course you can't speak out. You have to develop a thicker skin. You have to steadfastly fight for your future. Anyway, what I said is the truth. I have not wronged anyone or slandered anyone. I feel very secure and comfortable. Over the past few days, there are still many netizens still commenting maliciously on me, cursing me cruelly, cursing me harshly, cursing me for wanting to be famous without knowing the limits. In general, if something is hard to hear, curse it. The artists who were exposed by me also took turns posting WebOS pretending to be unjustly, pathetically complaining, and criticizing me. The content was diverse. In short, it caused the masses to rise up and attack me. So netizens attacked me even harder. My manager was so confused that he issued a notice, telling her not to participate, but she didn't listen. Now that's good. Why seek wealth in a dangerous situation? Mom, seriously, if I keep going like this, I'm afraid my rice bowl will fly away. I calmly comforted her. Whatever, you calm down. it's fleeting. Only being famous is a legitimate thing. Once you're famous, you can have anything. The manager glared at me, not expecting the afternoon to suddenly take an unexpected turn. There are all kinds of accusatory news on the internet. All the same as my expose, the evidence is clear. Each and every one of them is brutal. With the content I peeled, the manager's expression turned from rain to sunshine. No wonder she was calm. So did she already predict this result? I smiled mysteriously. They thought the bad things they did would gather dust over the years, and no one would mention them again. But the victims remain. The righteous bystanders are waiting for them. If I had made it public, there would have been people who had a different hunch. Reversing those incidents, doing many unjust things will inevitably destroy oneself. It's just a matter of opportunity. I am that opportunity. Netizens' jaws dropped in surprise. Damn, the entertainment industry is really chaotic. This and Tam's sister is so brave. I feel so grateful. I thought it was nonsense, but it turned out to be true. Is this the so-called old artist talking nonsense? Damn it. So this is not an expose. It's clearly exposing the truth, and it's coming as fast as a tornado. Others were jokingly revealing the scandal, but they didn't expect Ms. and Tam to seriously expose it. And Tam also knows how to exploit it. I hope the entertainment industry also has many honest people like this. I admit that a few days ago, I said too much to Tam. My rumored bad image seems to have recovered a bit. After a successful match, my hotness has continuously increased. Of course, it's a mixed bag of praise and criticism. After all, getting lucky is not that easy. But I'm still optimistic and keep moving forward. At this time, suddenly a big web drama producer asked me to cast the character of a stunningly beautiful female villain. Although the salary is not much, the role is enough to attract attention. So I willingly offered to participate in the casting. After changing clothes, my face was black. Don't want to go out. What kind of clothes are these? Are they too cool? So at this moment, a man with a big belly pushed open the door. I backed away cautiously. Something was not quite right with this man. Just squint your eyes. And Tam, right? I'm Vong Chin, the director of this movie. I came to audition with you. Vong Chin smiled extremely evilly, his eyes staring without leaving my chest. Don't think I don't know what you're planning to do. He didn't even look at himself, said he looked like a pig, and even insulted the pig when he auditioned with me. Are you worthy? I felt cold and was about to go put on my coat. What is this? What the hell is that? Is it a brothel that sells dog meat? Unexpectedly, Vong Chin blocked my path, his face gloomy. This little mouth is so good. But this is not a place where you can come and go if you want. If you obediently cooperate, I will give you this role. If you intend to resist, then you won't be able to bear the consequences. I've met a small star like you. I've met many times. Now you say you don't need it, but after the job is done, you run to beg me. It's really disrespectful to the beauty. I advise you to obediently listen. Vong Chin vulgarly stretched out his hand. I took the opportunity, raised my leg, and kicked his younger brother. Then he strode away while screaming in pain. I'm not afraid of offending others. If I weren't afraid of being arrested, I would have broken his foot in half. I really want to be famous, but I won't do anything to sell myself cheap. Vong Chin quickly posted a Weibo criticizing me. His status in the world is not great, but he suffers from star disease. From my expertise to aspects such as my dignity, he gave a very vivid review. Next, the film crew's official Weibo also stole a review criticizing me for not having professional ethics. So the netizens were as happy as a cat smelling a fish. Everyone came to curse me regardless of red, black, or white. I'm not in a hurry to respond online. Now it's full of aggressive words cursing me. Tang today, hasn't Tam gotten out of the entertainment world yet? Tang and Tam has no professional ethics. Tang and Tam has big breasts and perky buttocks. Has Tang and Tam been taken over? More and more people are discussing and Tam's words. My reputation has reached an unprecedented level. Not bad, not bad. I am very satisfied. The manager went crazy. She felt that if I continued like this, I would be dead. While scolding me, I showed the pre-recorded file. That's right, I recorded it that day, then presented the evidence I collected over the past 2 days. Do you really think I've only been a turtle these days? Actually, I'm really busy. If I don't look it up, I won't know. Once you find out, it's all over. This lustful guy Vong Chin has done many immoral things. By the way, my mouth spoke some truths. When the film crew saw this scene, it looked exactly like the surface of the moon, with holes everywhere. Inyong contracts and tax evasion are all major crimes. No matter how I said it, the blogger said it the same way. There are concerned parties involved. So this film crew, Phuan Lai Ton, got into trouble. And the lustful guy Vong Chin was also sent to prison. Netizens were once again shocked, and their jaws dropped. And Tam is so amazing, I'm dying of laughter. And Tam's mouth has been cleared, right? This sister is too fierce. Hidden rules that dare to be revealed. Really shocking. Although Mrs. and Tam is a flop, she has never said a lie before. This sentence naturally makes me like her a bit. With my mouth, I overthrew a film crew. My popularity has increased again. Also attracted a few non-fans. But his career stagnated. I know they are all afraid of me. The news that my mouth only knows how to speak the truth has spread. No one is perfect, and no show or crew wants to find trouble for themselves. Luckily, the company saw my potential. So he decided to spend money to open a bloody path for me. Today, the mysterious manager came to me, offering 100,000 yuan for the same meal. I can hardly imagine it. If you suspect you have money to talk about business, just go there and sit and show off. Holding 100,000 yuan, is there such a good thing? The manager swore to ensure that this was true, and that it was just a meal, there was no other nonsense. Some people who have money to talk about business often like to find celebrities to show off, showing that they have wide connections. From there, increase the success rate of business negotiations. So I wavered. When I agreed, I thought that this person with money looking for me might not have a good mind. Looking for me would cost 100,000 yuan. Afterwards, after seeing someone coming to pick me up, I had an urge to slam the door and leave. But he's a bastard, Trin Xiao, sister. Long time no see, do you miss me? My face turned pale as I looked at Trin Xiao, my spirit was high. I won't do this deal anymore. You should find someone better. Trin Xiao cleared his chin and smiled indifferently. Sister, can you have a little more sense of contract? If you refuse now, it will be considered that you have violated that contract. I looked at him and said sincerely, because of your sister? Trin Xiao laughed even harder. I don't have a younger sister, but I have this older sister in front of me. Sister, come eat with me. If you're not satisfied with the salary, I'll increase it 10 times, 10 times. I wavered again, without hesitation. My mouth strikes preemptively. So now you can transfer the money to me. Seeing that Trin Xiao was not surprised but was still proud, I was angry inside. This damn mouth, can't you cut me some slack? After confirming that my Alipay had received the money, I sat in his car. The whole road felt like a dream. Every now and then I took out my phone to check my balance. The smile on my mouth cannot be suppressed no matter what. Trin Xiao looked at me and smiled. What are you laughing at? I didn't even raise my head. I suddenly laughed out loud. Hehehoo. It's 7 digits. I have never seen so much money in my whole life. I've made a fortune. This statement did not go well with my ears, showing that I deeply worshipped money without any heart. But I did not pay attention to this bastard Trin Xiao. I just consider it a fart, some kind of image management, basically non-existent. Trin Xiao didn't care, smiled and said, "It turns out you are such a money-loving person. That's easy." I was engrossed in looking at my phone, not even looking up. Easy? What? Of course it's easy. Do things that make me happy. Then there are many things that make me happy. For example, like being super famous, rich, and also a male model. Trin Xiao frowned. I nodded honestly. Who doesn't like male models? Trin Xiao smiled lightly and slowly said, "It's okay. Sister, just keep looking. I'll deal with whoever you find. When you don't want to look anymore, then stop." I probed and asked, how to solve it? Like solve the problem before the disaster. I looked at Trin Xiao's calm smile. At that moment, my head felt itchy. John, motherfucker, this is a crazy person, right? When we got there were already a few people waiting. Young Master Chung, long time no see. A man in the lead laughed loudly and greeted Trin Xiao. Then, his eyes fell on me, revealing a very itchy expression. Young Master Trin is really generous. Even if he has a beautiful person, he doesn't hide it. Today, thanks to your blessing, I can satisfy my eyes. The others also followed suit, their eyes lingering on me, making me want to poke their eyes out. Heh, you motherfucker. I smiled coldly and asked. Their faces momentarily froze. The eyes that were talking and laughing happily suddenly faded away. I just came to eat. Do you understand? You've never seen a woman in your life? Isn't your mother a woman? If you can't control your eyes, Just take them out and feed them to the pigs. You're here to talk about business. I think you should go home and open a cellar to raise mushrooms. But looking at you guys like this, I know there is no wind. Nourished. When I finished speaking, their faces were completely black, with invisible murderous intent and venom in their eyes. Young Master Chung, where did this girl come from? Why is she so impudent? You have to be a little careful. Nowadays there are some girls who look beautiful, but are very scheming and can't be taught. I laughed. Can't teach? Are you talking about you? Your mother? NK, you look like you should raise him. As a result, in order to climb high, you broke off the relationship with your mother, and then thanks to your wife's family, you made a fortune. As a result, you took care of your mistress, turned around, and abandoned your wife. TSK. You are truly an ungrateful person. Can't teach an ungrateful, heartless, and meaningless person like you to still have the face to talk about business? That's right, if you don't do that, what else is there? After all, the company has been wasted by you, leaving you with only an empty shell. You have to think of a way to find someone to spend money on you, right? Otherwise, how can your own son be a tiger? The leading man was indignant, furious, and raised his hand to slap me. At that moment, Trin Chao's one hand grabbed my waist and pulled me back. At the same time, he raised one long slender leg and brutally kicked the man. Young Master Trin, the man winced in pain and looked at Trin Chao in confusion. The corner of Trin Chao's mouth curled up, revealing a cold smile. My baby said you're scum, then you're scum. I don't do business with scum. So please leave this category. Young Master Chung, don't listen to her nonsense. The man panicked. Trin Chao snorted and didn't care. My baby has never said nonsense. The man's face distorted. I was silent for a moment, then pushed Trin Chao away. You bastard, can you tell me clearly who your baby is? Trin Chao didn't mind either, nodding and smiling slightly as if to please. Yes. Did I say it wrong? I glared at him. This bastard's mouth was as scary as mine. The difference is that I only speak the truth, while he talks nonsense. But right after that, I heard him say again, it must be my little sister. Let's not eat today's meal anymore. It's so boring. I lifted my feet and prepared to leave, not forgetting to deny my responsibility. Don't blame me for this. It's because you don't have the responsibility to find trash. So don't tell me I broke the contract anymore. Trin Chao quickly followed, looking at me funny. No violation, no violation. So for that sum of money, come eat something with me. I'm hungry. Originally, I wanted to refuse, but didn't know how. My stomach did not give in and cried out gurgling. But my mouth refused to give up. I can go with you, but I have to go to the seafood buffet. I also crave seafood, sister. We are truly spiritually connected. Lin, your sister. I said I don't have a younger sister. I only have one sweet older sister. In the end, Trin Chao and I happily went to eat the seafood buffet while the others had already run away, leaving only the old man in the row who was pounding his chest and stomping his feet. Not long after, a director with vision finally appeared. But the surprise appeared from the first scene. The male lead was enthusiastic. Duong Kung Len shot the bird. The first shot hit the target. The actors around were surprised and shouted praise. The male lead is the heroic teen. Some actors seriously asked me, is the male lead good? Amidst the admiring praise, my voice suddenly soared. There's nothing better about shooting than being good at it, roasting. Ah, that's right. Birds do not exist in front of our eyes. The post-production team will do the effects. Even though I told the truth, it made everyone lose interest and couldn't continue acting. Luckily, the director is flexible. After confirming that I was only telling the truth, he told me not to say any more. He let me act as a mute person who couldn't speak. As expected of a director, he truly knows how to promote each person's strengths and weaknesses. I took a selfie and posted it. The caption was, "This sister in Tam is very honest, very good. Otherwise, how can she be said to be a rising actress?" Just one sentence can solve cyber violence. What is Chow thinking? Duong Lu approached me. I honestly answered, I'm thinking, when can I become excellent? Duong Lu laughed loudly. Trust me, it will be quick. I was silent for a moment, feeling that what she said was right. If we count fame through scandal, today Trin Chao once again came to the film crew to pick me up, making everyone think I was being taken care of by some Funi Dai. For this, I resisted again, because I didn't want to get into his car with this ugly face. The cold late autumn wind blew through, making my hair messy. Sister, are you cold? Trin Xiao opened the car window and stuck his head out to ask me. Hearing this sentence, I immediately puffed my chest out, held my head high, and walked forward, wanting to make myself look strong and proud. But the wind blew louder and louder, so I couldn't help but tremble. The sincere words then slipped out of his mouth. I'm really cold. VC is here. I grit my teeth. This damn mouth doesn't have any spirit. Like that? Having said that, I don't pretend anymore, only because I wrap my coat tightly. Trin Xiao parked his car on the side of the road, then got out and strode towards me. Are you stupid? So when I heard it, I got angry. Your son of a bitch is the stupid one. Trin Xiao was not angry, curled his lips and smiled. You know what? My car is very warm. There are also hot sugar chestnuts and hot milk tea. Hearing these words, my steps faltered for a moment afterward. I heard him continue. I don't think you're that stupid. Why are you still standing here in the wind and refusing to get in the car? If you're freezing in the cold, isn't that why you're still suffering? I stopped, my expression serious. I think what you say makes sense. Trin Xiao raised his eyebrows, smiled, and said nothing. I changed direction. Okay, let's get in the car. In the car, I kept a cup of milk tea and drank it sip by sip. As soon as he swallowed a mouthful of milk tea, a plump piece of chestnut suddenly appeared in his mouth. I turned my head to look over, just in time to meet his starry eyes. This is the first time I've peeled chestnuts for someone else. Don't you compliment me? I was about to instinctively refuse. I kept feeling that the atmosphere around me at this moment was a bit wrong, like the piece of chestnut in my mouth emitting a seductive scent that constantly assaulted my nose. I quietly swallowed my saliva. If you don't eat it, it will get cold, Trin Xiao kindly reminded me. So I didn't struggle anymore, opened my mouth, bit the chestnut, and put it in my mouth. Taking a bite, the aroma is overwhelming. It's delicious. As soon as he swallowed, another piece came to his mouth. At this moment, I didn't have any psychological burden and took a bite and put it in my mouth. Eat and eat again. I suddenly had a feeling of panic. I glanced over and saw that Trin Xiao was using his hand to support his chin, his eyes staring intently at my mouth. What are you looking at? That's you. Chestnuts are delicious. I nodded. Trin Xiao suddenly approached and smiled in a low voice. How is your income these days? Yeah, okay. I looked at him vaguely. So if you've earned enough money, shouldn't you think about child support? Hearing this sentence, the mouthful of milk tea I had just swallowed almost fell out of my mouth. Trin Xiao cordially helped me stroke my back. What do you think about me? The annual fee is not expensive. If you keep it for many years continuously, there are incentives. If you keep it for a lifetime, you get a discount. If you don't buy it, you'll lose. If you don't buy it, you'll lose money. Guaranteed to be cheap, high-quality products. I looked at him in disbelief. I really didn't understand why a rich guy like him suddenly had a short circuit in his brain. Is your family bankrupt? I carefully inquired. Isn't this kid a dandy who often plays around? Now his family is bankrupt and can't survive, so he has to find me to be a knight. Don't worry, my family won't go bankrupt in 100 years, sister. Since you take care of me, everything that belongs to me will be yours. The money I earn will be given to you. From the inside out, everything will be managed by you. Trin Xiao persuaded me again because of his last sentence. I blushed. What's going from inside to outside? Are you hiding now? While I was stunned, he took my hand and put it on his waist. Sister, are you really intolerant? The corner of my mouth twitched and I answered honestly. A bit shaken. At a press conference a few months later, and Tam, what do you think about True 20's prostitution case? Oh, he not only buys sex, but also does drugs. Isn't Tam's 20 adultery stories true? Really? Plus he even slept with a fan. And Tam manager 20 and Tun Ha, are they really together? Isn't Tun Ha led to not like men? And Tam, so how is your love life? It's me? Bao raised a Funi die. Lots of money, good life, very comfortable. In an instant, many explosive stories were reported. I am once again on the hot list. Whoever netizens hits drama. Whoever gets hurt. Whoever scolds me gets scolded. Extremely bustling. After all, I succeeded in becoming famous through scandal, becoming a killer star that no one in the entertainment industry dared to mess with. I'm just afraid that if I'm not happy, they'll expose their bad things. Of course, there are also many people who pay attention to the fact that I took care of Funi Dai. Some people don't pay attention, thinking I'm bragging to become famous. Some people were curious and insisted on finding out who Funi Dai was.